Okay, here we go. Now the chat is coming up from the previous stream, so I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, refresh. Okay, we got the new chat up. Okay. So we've got another TORRE, but now it is 10-minute games. And because it's 10-minute games, I'm opening up the floor to challengers who want to play me at the same time. Be gentle. Be kind, please. Gentlemen and ladies. And other living things. Of humanoid form. Aliens are okay. Hey, what's up, Altamash? How you doing? We go here, and we go here. This is how we play it. Though this was... You know what? The strong player played this against me. Maybe I'll just go for standard setups. I still think taking the bishop is good there. Poke. How's it going? How's it going? I'm just going to go for a standard setup. Although it feels like I'm quite behind in development, but they need to move their pawn. They need to get castled. It's faster for me to castle. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this square is very important. Japan is fine. It's still hot, but it doesn't feel quite as unbearably hot as it was before. And I haven't checked the news, but I think we're okay. How's it going over there? Should I reinforce this? I don't know. I do not know. I'm not so experienced at these kinds of positions, kind of London or semi-Slav kind of positions. And that is something I want to learn more about, which we're doing here today. Do you ever play the TORRE attack? Kind of like this. It doesn't have to be with this exactly. Typically, the pawn is here, and this pawn is here. But good in India, schools are not giving holiday. I see. Not giving holiday. So, did you not have a summer break, or what? How does that work? Tomorrow's Independence Day of India, still no holiday. Oof, strict. You have a summer break, though, right? In America, we'd have usually like mid-May until mid-September it was off. It's quite a while. But it's good, you know. I get other life experiences than school. Time to practice sports, etc. I thought I played... Okay, I'm looking at the wrong setup on the board. Funny. I don't play TORRE attack, but I've seen it. I've seen TORRE 3 lines. Can be very similar to the London. Just you know, the bishop's here instead. So a lot of it's very similar. Although there's other lines that are similar to the Trompovsky. So this big isolated queen spawn. I'm super inexperienced with isolated queen spawns. They like having their queen pinned every which way. Well, this is not a pin, this is just potential discovery. I don't know, I have some nice ideas, this open file. Their attack is a little bit slow with the pawns, but I think there's going to be a lot of tactical stuff going on. Isn't isolated queen pawn middle games are supposed to be that way, I think. Like, there's a lot of tactical complication. I just said that the TORRE attack is often similar to the London, except that the bishop is here instead of here. But sometimes it's like this is actually a Trumpovsky kind of line, I guess. Yeah. So I can take, but they take here, and otherwise, I mean, we can throw in this kind of craziness. Let's choose insanity. Now we're protecting these two squares. Bishop can come in. King probably has to move over. Here, takes, something like this is what I'm thinking. But we'll see. You get some more holidays for 1.5 months, okay. Do you know Ramana, how do you say his name? Ramanujan, right? Ramanujan. He's my favorite Indian of all time. But I guess with Anand, chess got pretty popular in India, right? I feel like a large percentage of my viewers are Indian. It's probably a time zone thing as well, because it's in America it's like 3 a.m. or 6 a.m. or something silly when I'm streaming. So takes with ideas of forking, but they take back and they're still protecting. So I said here, so tactically complicated. But I don't want to give up on this beautiful idea, but let's see how to force it to work. Okay. Yeah, Ramanujan. Ramanujan. I thought it was pronounced Ramanujan, but yeah. Amazing mathematician, huh? I love his story. Although he died young, which is very sad. If he had lived a long life, I think he would have discovered many more amazing things. He would have been alive, like, did he die in, like, the 20s or early 30s? So I don't think he had time. I don't think he was alive. I don't think he went over, like, Einstein's general relativity very much. I don't remember anything about that. But he was kind of in a different area of math and stuff. Ramanujan. So we can develop with tempo here. These knights are protecting each other, and it makes me sad. I want them to not protect each other. Pinning this knight is an idea. But I don't think it's that strong. I don't really want to trade. I want to keep pressure. I'm down a pawn as well. But I don't feel bad. But I probably shouldn't give up this pawn. He was like 32 years old when he died, yeah. I think, right, he was vegetarian, and in England, there were not really any good options for food. So I think he had a lot of trouble just getting good, proper food. I don't know if that affected, was related to him getting sick and dying, but it's sad. Very young. But he was such a genius. I study math a lot, so he might have been the greatest mathematician ever to live. I think a lot of people believe that. I don't know, we'll just trade this off. I like my rook being here. And I don't know what to do. So I might just start pushing pawns. Knights in the middle of the board are kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's possible it was related. I mean, nobody can ever say for sure, like, no, it was completely unrelated, right? And probably nobody can say for sure that it was related, would be my guess. But he definitely was struggling with food in England. England is not famous for its food to begin with, so there's that. Do I want to sack this pawn and then build up on this file? Probably not, but kind of pretending to threaten back rank stuff. At least this might be able to develop some kind of tactics somehow. Okay, they made space for their king. It's hard to plan against these knights. So maybe this is possibly a dumb idea. Oh, that's a dumb idea. I was thinking here, but it also opens up these weird bad forks and stuff. I mean, this is probably a slightly better square for my queen, so I'm just kind of preparing. I can't really think of what to do, really. What do you need help? What level are you at with math? What do you need help with? Queen d5? What's that? What is this? Oh, okay, because back rank. They're inviting the back rank stuff. What happens? Here does not look good. I'm down 2 points there. could just pick up some loot for my king. Let's get some space for the king. Axioms. Ninth? Is that like 9th grade? So is it geometry? I mean, I know in general about axioms. I still want to get this bishop a little more, to have it with a little more flexibility. I don't know if it's good, but I'm thinking at least have these options. No, we don't have a lot of time left. Yeah, so you're doing geometry, huh? I used to tutor math. Now, it's been a long time since I tutored geometry. And actually, I never properly tutored geometry. I tutored everything else. I tutored calculus, algebra, not geometry. Alright, now let's do this. Oh, they still have this, but it's not a fork anymore. And I'm threatening the rook. But they would be threatening my queen. But then I could take care. Actually, in previous lines, yeah, okay. In previous lines, the rook was here, so I didn't have this. Okay. Gotta start moving a little faster, which is when I tend to screw up big time lately. No, I studied geometry. I didn't tutor it. But the weird thing is, not everyone knows this. Even a lot of people with PhDs don't necessarily know this. But if you get to really, really advanced math, a lot of the things, some of the things, you can translate back into geometry. So I'm actually very interested in geometry, particularly about triangles, circles. Those are the main things, because more complicated polygons like squares, for instance, you can hold on. Let's throw this in. Ooh, that's checkmate. That's not so bad. So, you know, a square can be represented as two triangles. So triangles are very fundamental, but I'm interested in symmetry stuff. So in advanced mathematics, symmetry is very important. It's important in physics, advanced physics, particle physics, that kind of stuff. Yes, circles, triangles. There's also, in special relativity, it's sort of, I don't have time to explain it because the game's going to start. But you sort of replace the normal concept of distance with something that it's hyperbolic. So it has a different kind of geometry. But that also, you can relate that kind of geometry with, well, you need a hyperbola in there somewhere. But you can use circles and triangles and so on to connect points in the hyperbola with points in the circle, and that's some interesting geometry, and it's related with special relativity and all that, so it's very important. Learning these more passive positions, but I think they're good for my theory. Although I haven't really studied the bishop moving back here. Normally the bishop has been coming here. I think theory says that's a better move, but I haven't really studied this one, so I can't say for sure. Let's move the pawn. Yeah, well, for maybe the last 10 years, I was super interested in physics. It started with being interested in quantum physics and that kind of stuff. And then quantum physics is really interesting. But after, for doing 10 years of that, and then during the pandemic, I had time and I studied the more advanced stuff like quantum field theory and general relativity, so Einstein's gravity. And then went on to sort of some unification physics stuff, so sort of speculation about future physics. And now, when you're studying physics, it's all math, so there's almost nothing in math that isn't used in physics. The only thing that's really not used yet is number theory, but it's my opinion and the opinion of some physicists that number theory ultimately will be part of physics as well, maybe, but that's a deep can of worms. But so you end up just studying tons of math. So I've studied most of math, at least a little bit. So I'm just gonna blast down the board with pawns on the king's side and try to hold back on the queen's side. I probably should... Yeah, I'm just gonna blast forward. I was going to go here anyway, because I want to push this pawn to support the attack. I do need to stop and think occasionally. If I should slow down the attack, if there's something else going on the board, elsewhere on the board, I'm gonna be a little careful. Yeah, got some queenside problems. Although, let's do this, and this rook is perhaps kind of stuck. We'll see how it plays out. I think they should have just ganged up with pieces over here and then push the rooks down there before. This bishop is like the hero of the game, keeping it. They should probably sack a rook over there and try to get some play going on. Or in the past, a long time ago, they should have traded bishops. But the plan is to come here. Now they're changing their idea. Now if I push the rook here at some point, this bishop is also protecting there. So that's beautiful. Okay, no problem. Maybe I have to come back. Can probably be patient in this position. Here, I guess, then maybe here. Opening up my queen. So they're hitting the rook. And they're also solidifying this diagonal. I gotta worry about the queen coming here. Bishop for 2 pawns. If takes fork, that's a lucky resource. Alright, maybe just one more. Possibly they are just outplaying me. That is very possible. Although if I take, if takes, and I get this, I mean, we'll see. I think here, or something like that. Or this. This works too. I should take this way just to keep things like non-symmetrical. But I mean they're up materials, so they've maybe they want to play more solid. I see, they're hitting this with 2 pieces. Just gotta go back. I'm dumb. I'm a dummy head. Excuse me, I'm going back now, wasting tempo. I'm sorry. I can't even castle because they're giving me a chess lesson. The sorcerer apprentice. Giving me a good chess lesson. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Kind of painful. I feel pain. I feel pain just looking at this position. Feels horrible. So, post-mortem. Now, this is the first time I've run into bishop bd7 here. Dee-dum-dee-dum. 7% of games. It's a move. So that the idea is they can take this if I take and not screw up their pawn structure. So e3, c4 is a move, but it's equal. Knight b d2, I think that's what I played, is a move. Now they played h6, second most popular move. Bishop h4, still maybe supposed to be good for white. e6, and I played this very dubious e4. Because of that because of G5 it doesn't work. So I just should have just played the solid E3, not tried too hard to be too fancy. That's what I should have done, and I have failed. I failed in my task. It's okay, life goes on. 12-10, so let's berserk. Shiz, or Ches, or Shay, something like that. I want to avoid trading pieces just because I am higher rated. And they screwed up their knight here. Knight has nowhere to go. With this move they screwed it up. Blundered. I like this move now. Also, rook here attacking this piece, or pawn rather, is nice. This might be a little uncomfortable to me. Well, I have this. Yeah, let's play that already, I guess. Favorite opening for black. Depends on what your level is. If you are under 1900, I would recommend King's Indian positions. Both for, you can play them both with white and black. King's Indian setups. And Magnus Carlsen also recommended that, so I'm in good company there. Let's do this. Hitting this twice. We can come in like this. Do you have a favorite opening? Heck, I'll just use this rook. Doesn't matter. A little bit, maybe over-aggressive. I thought the en passant was a good move. But they've given up this pawn, so I thought they'd sort of, I thought it'd confuse them a bit, which it did. But they have checkmate ideas, I missed that. So maybe I'm almost toast, but I can create the escape square for my king. So I think I'm holding that up. But I gotta worry about here, here, here. I think I'm fine. Why do they say to keep the bishop pair in King's Indian? Well, they say to keep the bishop pair in general if you can. Bishop pair is slightly advantageous. So I would say in Blitz, it doesn't matter so much. And actually, knights are kind of strong in Blitz. However, if you have more time to think. Another thing about the bishop pair... Hold on, I gotta think about this. I think this is crushing. Then we take the bishop. They can resign. But I find that the bishop pair is particularly strong against rooks. Since the rook is worth more than the bishop, you can move your bishops around, attacking the rooks. And of course, if you have two bishops, you can hit the light squares and the dark squares. And I've often trapped rooks by using bishops. It can be very strong. Yeah. So grandmasters definitely prefer to have the bishop pair, and in general, they probably value bishops slightly higher than knights. So if the knights are worth 3 points, they'll probably say that the bishops are like 3.25, 3.25 or so. Maybe 3.5. I'm not too sure. But if you're not at grandmaster level, I mean, knights are also strong pieces and are confusing because the way they move, like, it's easy to get the opponent confused because it's hard to predict knight moves, like even 2 or 3 moves ahead of time. It's kind of hard to predict. So we'll go for this more aggressive c4. Hey, welcome back, Altamash. How's it going? Okay, so let's try this. So I'm attacking here. There's a little bit of pressure here. There's a lot of ways to put more pressure on this square, like attacking the defender, moving here. They'd like to throw this move in, further solidifying d4, but if I keep attacking, they maybe don't have time, potentially. I suppose if here they have time, but then I'll be messing up their pawn structure. I mean, it'd be interesting, because actually moving this pawn here, you have this file for the rook. So it's a little complicated. The Grunfeld. No, this is not Grunfeld. Grunfeld is a strong opening, though. Grunfeld, normally the bishop isn't here. That's a different opening. So. But it is a queen's pawn opening. So they've played e3, and what was I going to do? I should have maybe put the bishop here on the previous move. Would have been maybe a little stronger. But I'm not sure I like taking this. Now they can defend like this, and it's not a big deal. Trade once. Rook can come over here if they take this way. That's true, yeah. In the Grunfeld, black kiddos their bishop. So here, and then castles. Now I could have done that. It still wouldn't be a Grunfeld because the Grunfeld is rather specific. So I don't want to have this kind of pawn structure, I don't think. Or do I? But right now, I'm threatening to lose a pawn. But this is one idea. I like playing crazy, so let's go crazy mode. It's not that crazy. But they can mess up the pawn structure. But then, I don't know, I'll put my bishop here, castle kingside, I'll have this file. It'll be interesting. Now they might castle queenside, but then I have this file for my rook, so. Now they've got to deal with this knight being attacked. If they go here, I just take. Gonna be defensive. I don't want to lose this pawn. Although now they can go here. And I'll lose a pawn. But they missed it, maybe? I'm just betting they're not going to play that way. Because I don't think it's their style. It just feels that way. This move. Is what I'm afraid of. I really need to get castled somewhere. So now... Okay, they're going to be threatening... If they move back, they're threatening to now trap my bishop. So I probably have to play this. So I have an escape square for the bishop, or I have 2 escape squares. But castling here is going to be hard. I think... again, their style. I don't think they want to do this, because they don't like their pawns getting screwed up like that, I think. I just get this feeling, this vibe from them. But if I were in their shoes, I would play this way, because I'm stopping black from castling. Black cannot castle through this. And yeah, but it's not their style. Now this is potentially interesting. I think I need to get castled while I have the opportunity. Before I lose the opportunity to castle, I better get it done. Now I missed it. They have this obvious tactic of forking, so I missed that. But yeah. I might have still castled. I need to castle. Kingside's not really feeling safe over here. With this chaos that's going to happen over here. It's not going to be safe. And... So now... they don't really have a safe place to castle either, though. I mean, I'm okay. I feel okay. But if I take this pawn... Oh, they castle kingside, I guess. But I think I have a lot of ideas. Pushing this pawn forward. Maybe. So I don't think they have real good king safety. And I lose... Oh, I can take with the knight. Yeah. But we could just do this. Yeah, I think this is good because they have to react. They don't want me to queen. Now they can win the pawn probably. But then the only place to castle is queenside. And that's looking awfully dangerous. Plus I have this bishop here. I could play crazy and hold on to this pawn. I don't think that's a good idea. My guy is saying that I would have queenside castle. Yeah. I thought that this fork tactic is still okay because the king is safe. Yeah, I'm thinking too. I really, my first priority was getting that king safer. Because if they move this knight away, I can no longer castle, and I don't want to be over here. There's too many pieces over here. All kinds of chaos. Yeah, it was actually this position. All kinds of chaos can happen. So we don't want that. I'm okay with it. What's going on with the... Okay, so they're +1 in terms of material. And... this is probably annoying to deal with. They give up castling rights. If here, and the rook is pinned and getting hit by the bishop. Rook f2. Why? For some reason I didn't think of it. That just happens sometimes. I just miss a move. So, gotta work on that. Still think, well, I'm pretty sure you can castle into this, not when you're in check, but, you know, like here. I'm pretty sure they can castle this way. I mean, legally, right? Like, even though the rook has to go here, I think it's okay. But now here... Okay, they've blocked. Because I was going to say, I have ideas of this. Now I can just take this pawn. Because the rook is pinned. So we have ideas here, but they just take. And right now, could reinforce that square. But they might have this weird, annoying move. But the thing is, here takes with check and then takes the rook. So it's kind of a semi-trap if they think they can do this. Though I've given up this this bishop, but that would be fine because they would be losing the queen in that case. Okay, I should have played rook e8 first. Okay, so they've moved their king. Now, this might still be a strong move, I think. Positionally, this setup is looking nice. I might push this pawn forward also with tempo and check. So that's actually, they might be losing here already because of this monster move, and they've got to move their queen. Check and hitting the rook. And potentially the pawn is defended as well. Okay, probably a wise move, giving up the exchange. So I'm up 2 points with tempo on the queen, and these pawns are monsters. Absolute monsters. Probably move here, maybe bring the rook out. Now I gotta watch out for weird things with their queen. I don't think I'm too scared. Queen is trapped. Oh, you're talking about... I think you were talking about before the rook sacrifice. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Is this desperation? I can move this with check. Let's do that. Now, do I want to just keep my my base, you know, real solid here, and then I can still push these pawns? Or do I want to push directly? Now, they can move here with tempo. I don't want to lose this rook with check. So I am thinking... I don't know if it's the best move, but... I want to avoid any shenanigans back here. I don't want the queen coming here just yet. Protecting the pawn. These moves can be done with tempo, so it's pretty strong. I guess, because I have a light squared bishop, I'm guessing I want to try to queen on the light square. However, they have a light square bishop, so it's a little complicated. But I think, like, this... Sorry, this just blocks. Blocking, and then what? Blocking, and then... I come here and I'm threatening something. Now it's even easier. What's going on here? Now they have to just go back. And do I have this weird move? It's a little complicated. I was thinking of this after... I think they have to block there, no? Or are they thinking of something like this? That runs into this. But this also here is a move. Can I do this? Is this winning? I feel like I gotta check all the moves, you know, like I'm a little paranoid. But this bishop is holding this diagonal. There's no checks that make any sense. Queen takes, I'm checkmating. Rook moves, I'm checkmating. Just want to make sure. There's a lot of possible moves. And it would be the end of the game. So, let's see here. I mean, this doesn't do anything, I just take. I think it's good. Yeah, opponent's last option was to sack the rook. Okay. I didn't realize the queen was trapped. But I think this is GG, unless I'm missing something big here. And this is kind of a beautiful situation. My king is totally exposed. They've got these pieces that theoretically could jump into the attack. I'm just saying, hey, take my queen. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. They can take anything, but they're gonna lose no matter what, as far as I can tell. Although I didn't think about this move, but yeah, as they do it. But I'm fine. You can just take the queen. So, that's probably their best move. And we're moving here probably, and the bishop can't do anything on the dark squares, and it's GG. So we were looking at here. Queen was trapped. I see. I didn't even think about it. That's my move. Here's fine. And re-checkmate. Mad respect to them for not resigning. They must enjoy pain. Okay. But I will get back in the tournament. Can check the analysis when it's ready. That was a good game. Thanks. GG. Yeah, I didn't realize the queen was trapped. So that move was way better than I thought it was. Right here. Okay, so do I think I'll ever become titled? Maybe. It's a long journey. I'm a bit old. I'm 37, but I've been playing chess on and off throughout my life. But I mean, if I were that gifted, I would probably be at least 2,000, to be honest. I just had to make a move because I was running out of time there. I think this is more the move. This is not really the move. Thing is, I started getting more serious when I was like maybe 27 or something. For some reason. I don't know why. But I spent a good maybe 7 years just playing King's Indian stuff mainly. But that actually gave me like a really good foundation. Knowing how to attack really aggressively and weird, like create crazy ideas for attack. And so now, after doing that for like 7 years and a few other openings, now I want to branch out and learn and get good at all the openings. And who knows where that will take me, you know. I don't know. Because I became very comfortable with the King's Indian setup, and I realized that I started making, you know, over the years, I was making way less just blunders and like hanging your queen, that kind of thing. Like in the beginning, I would still hang my queen. When I started taking it more seriously. And now, too, like if I play an opening that I'm really uncomfortable with, anyone, if they do that, they might make blunders. And in my case, I might hang my queen or something. But so it's really about, chess is really about getting into positions that you're comfortable with. And I was just watching Simon Williams, the Ginger GM, today, and he was talking all about that. That it's really about if you get, because chess in an equal position, there's actually so much to analyze, right? There's hours and hours that you could analyze and still not have really scratched the surface sometimes. And so if I stimulate this, it's okay. They might want to try to trade this knight off. So Simon Williams is saying, if you can play the positions that you are very familiar with, you'll have a huge advantage. And I agree with that. Come on, dude, join some OTB tournaments, bro. I want to see you become an FM. Actually, I was just thinking today, I need to actually get into actual tournaments because I think it'll improve my chess a lot. Yeah, I was thinking that. Natural Master. Well, hold on. I'm only 1700 here on Lichess. Nothing to get too excited about just yet. How about you? Have you done any? I mean, I played when I was a kid, but have you done any actual IRL or OTB stuff? Tournaments? They must have a lot in India now, huh? So, actually, maybe my bishop was better here. I should have done that with the queen. Then I have ideas of this threat. Would have been maybe a little better. I don't think the bishop really belongs there. Ah, now I just want to move it back. But that would look so dumb. Okay, let's go for this kind of aggressive play. Okay, we have a silly trick which I don't think will work. If they take with the knight, then I take and I'm forking everything, but I don't think that's gonna work. Now, the old me would have just gone YOLO and attack everything, but I'm trying to play a little better than that. Yeah, I did 2 tournaments till now. I'll join more after my exams. Nice. Yeah. That's cool. So I don't know, are they planning, I don't know what they're planning here, because I don't see how they really dislodge this knight just yet. So I will go completely YOLO. Possibly move the king here. My rooks will be able to move where they want. They've weakened these squares. Let's see, can we make use of that somehow? We'll try. They're preparing this, but I'm further defending the square. But I don't like my pawn structure after it takes, though. And I cannot move the knight because I will lose stuff. So it's a good move. Oh wait, I have less defenders here than I thought. I might be in trouble. But I can do this with tempo, so... let's do that. Tempo on the queen. This loses. I can trade the rook. And I'll think about possibly opening up this file, but seems a little risky. Now let's just eliminate this threat that they have of taking. And, well, yeah. I don't want the rook coming in here, so I might play this. This is a possibility. Play a little bit aggressive. If I had more pieces hanging about, I would think of some crazy move like this as well. But if I give up the knight, I don't think I can checkmate with just this against these. Now this square will be weak at some point. Well, it's probably blocking. Probably gonna take care. But if I, unfortunately, if I get my queen here, they're still protecting. But I don't know. Here, takes, check, here, check. I would be winning the knight back, but they have this, but they don't have this because of the rook. Let's try it. Let's go for it. I love this kind of stuff. Crazy chess. And then they just ignore it. No. So you cannot move your queen. You can just move here. I can take the knight back. You can take it with check, though. Which I didn't really think about. But... whatever. probably want to take this pawn, and then they're threatening something nasty. It's an even game, but it's totally double-edged and crazy. Possibly... One option is here, just protecting this square so I can bring the knight. But I'll be well... Yeah, I'll be down. But... if I just take here, I'm probably getting checkmated. So unfortunately, I have to swallow the medicine and protect my king. So now I'm not too happy. I didn't think about after this taking here with check. So suffering the consequences of that. But it was like 6 moves out, so whatever. Now they just have 2 passed pawns in an endgame. Or they checkmate me here somehow. Yeah, maybe they can checkmate me. Yep, it's a bummer. It's a pretty good tactic, but it's one of those things where you think of a complicated tactic and then, but right at the end they have another tactic. So it's hard to think that far out. Now, I've been playing this. This is, according to the database, stronger, but this is another move. So I'm going to try to explore this a bit. H6. The sad thing is that viewers come in and then they'll hang out. I'd say like, well, I don't know, maybe 50% of the viewers, they just come and leave or something. I don't know. But then of the viewers who come and hang out for a bit, probably 80%, they came and they're interested in the position on the board when they came to the channel, and then they just want to see how the game ends. And then as soon as the game ends, adios, right? So it's just the way it goes. Like, you can't, they don't want to see the things start up from the beginning again, I guess. That's just the way it goes. I don't know if there's much I can do to try to alleviate that. I try to keep talking. Well, I don't try too hard. Because trying too hard sounds stupid. If you're talking about nothing, stuff that's totally uninteresting. But I think we have some threats here on these 2 pawns. Probably here, I guess. Takes. But then we can check. And it looks ugly for them. So they might lose a pawn, probably. However, we'll still have a game of chess to play after that. So I said takes. Now if they take with the queen, they might have avoided losing the pawn. I don't think they just want to... I guess And this is a move. But I can take like this. So I win a pawn. Now I'm threatening this as well. So possibly they've made their bad situation worse, possibly here. Yeah, not a good opening for my opponent. Now I have to not do something stupid like that, where I lose my queen, and I have to probably just get castled. Let's not overcomplicate things. Get my queen back to safety, probably. Yeah. Just sort of regroup and rethink the plan. Now, very different board position. So, I like the idea of having my pawns here. It's very nice. Passed pawn. I think they're playing a little impulsively now that things do not look good for them. Understandable. I just gotta be careful that I don't give up a piece or a rook or something. I should be okay. So I can really back up this pawn big time. And the knights are great for kicking away the pieces that are blocking. But I want to move my knight here, but they got this bishop stopping it. So I'm going to do here, this is a plan anyway. I love how this rook is just pointless, but anyway. And if we trade the piece, that's okay with me. Well, it would be a good move, but strategically, positionally, it's terrible because they've given up the last protection for their king. I even like this. Tempo on the queen. If takes, now I'm hitting the rook. I think that was probably the best move. Poor rook. Now if here forking, Wow. No. They should resign. And when the queen... Well, they have this. So I can go here. Takes and then win the queen. Always look for the better move. And resigns. Play on. People love pain. People love pain. There we go. People love pain, don't they? I have a low... I guess I have a low tolerance. I resign much quicker than some of these players. I'll stick to my guns here on this move. I'm in the more... still haven't checked the theory after this move. They don't want to give up the bishop. That's bad. Get a free move with tempo, and I guess we can do this. It's all very simple. Here, fight for e5. I get the isolated queen spawn. That's what happens, huh? So I should play these kinds of openings way more, because the isolated queen spawn is very double-edged, very sharp, very tactical. Very good for my chess, no doubt. I do have the bishop pair, but this pawn, very double-edged. Now I could try to get rid of the weakness, but I might want to, you know, make lift for my king, get my rook out. Right now I feel like these are kind of complementing each other. Maybe. Possibly the rook has to go to a silly square. Everything is attacked by... Somebody was asking earlier why bishops are good. This is why bishops are good. They are poison against rooks. Still gonna take this. Gotta take it. We gotta take the material advantage when we can. Can't hope for much better. But I didn't want to lose... I don't know. I preferred this play. Now, I gotta watch out for ideas here. Threatening checkmate. Possibly I just go boom, but they would take this. So I don't do that. Although they... Well, they would take it with the queen. Takes and takes. So here... What do I do? Gotta think ahead like this. possibly just very simply this. And the dark squares, they don't have a dark squared bishop, so Now they got to deal with my threats. Jeebus, I almost moved my queen here, hoping to do this. It just takes. I really want my rook here, but I've got to prepare it somehow, so that's what I was thinking here. Let's do this already. Can go here, can go here, here, that kind of thing. Put my queen on one of these squares and then threaten this, all this kind of stuff. So threatening this fork, but it's not a real threat. I'll just take. So if here takes with check and I lose the queen, I could go here maybe, hitting the rook. This is a bad trade for white. But this threat is preventing me from moving my rook where I want to move it. And I could go here, but with ideas something like this, but kind of need to maybe worry about my king side a bit. I'm not sure. This by itself just doesn't seem enough to blow this apart. So it's a bit dangerous. There might be some weird tactic. But I'm gonna go for it. So here takes. Seems alright. Also, I'd have another piece hidden here. But it's hard to work out every possibility. But clearly they didn't have some kind of magic bullet, because they would have played it already. So I don't see the problem. Yeah, they just moved back. I can win another pawn, not really, because they take. And what else can we do? Alright, now that I'm just up 2 solid points. Oh, I see. They're hoping to take here, takes, and then it's a perpetual check. Now if I move here, I stop it. Let's do this subtle move. They might think they can do this anyway, but the queen will come in. But yeah, I kind of want to get my queen back just to make sure everything's solid. I'm up 2 points, and probably maybe play with this advantage here. So there you go. they thought that this was working, but it's not. They've given up. They've given up another piece. So now I can just kind of bully them. Because they don't want to trade any more material. I don't think this is a perpetual. I can move my pieces forward and stuff. I just got to worry about this. Well, this rook is actually safe because rooks are weak on the diagonals against the queen, right? I mean, they're not going to attack me this way. So, but this diagonal is protected by their pawn. So the rook is surprisingly safe. It's even protected this direction as well. Threatening simply to take. I think they were stopping ideas of like takes, and then the queen comes in. There was probably a checkmate there. That's a good move, but yeah. So here loses probably because here and then takes that. So that's a tricky move. Probably maybe I need to do this to stop here. Stopping it. So I gotta be real careful as long as my king is unprotected by pawns. Now, if they move their pawns, it weakens them. So here, they'll probably have to move the pawn forward. And I think it will weaken them a bit. Still protecting this. Now, yeah, possibly they want to go like crazy style, which I think is maybe a good idea for them. Go crazy style. Possibly I go here. There are no checks that make sense. There's only here and here for their queen. Take here. Now I'm protecting the rook. So I don't think they have anything there. King g2 is played. No meaningful checks. They pin the rook, but it doesn't matter. Just push away the queen. If this check, I don't think that matters either. Maybe even this is okay. Ideally, I'd like to force the exchange of queens. Here we go, we can force the exchange of queens. Now it's completely, totally winning. Now they do have these nasty pawns, and I have nothing to stop it. So I should be totally winning, but they might have... If I make a mistake... Yeah, I think I'm totally winning here. I don't think I'm really not worried, to be honest. But, if I were in their shoes, I would not resign because, yeah, if I make a mistake and they've got these 3 pawns, who knows? Who knows? Freeing my king and further protecting these pawns. Now, moves like this are bad because they're going to move. They're just going to do what they want to do and move their king forward. So you want to think before you attack something. If you attack something and all it does is... No, wait, I gotta watch out. Here, then what? So I actually might be getting a little tight. If you attack something and then it just moves away to a better square, well, you didn't usually... I mean, you can look at that position. Maybe there'll be tactics there. Maybe for some reason that position's good. But if you attack it and it just moves to a better square, sometimes you've really just helped your opponent. That's a kind of something common that beginners do. Like checking and then the king just moves to a better square. So, do I want to aggressively push my pawns? These pawns are actually menacing. Do I want to attack this pawn? They can't defend it. Then if you're up in material like this, you want to dominate. Like, they couldn't defend that pawn, so now if checks here, I gotta be careful. Gotta be very careful. But now, yeah, they've got nothing now. They've only got 1 pawn left. I simply block. King is stuck on that side of the board. An attempt was made. We take the pawn. And we give up. Okay, there's only 3 minutes left in the arena. I won all of them but 2 games. So I placed 41st out of 600 something. That's a pretty good performance. If you made it this far, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like if you want to. That's totally up to you. Thanks to all the new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy your day. Remember to hydrate. That's kind of cringe, but I'm drinking water here, so I said it. And goodbye. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Bye.